Hi, this is Jody Smits-Anderson. Welcome to Subject to Change Book Reviews. I'm kind of on a roll today, so I thought I'd pull out another book off my shelf. A lot of you have probably heard of this book, but for those of you who haven't, you really should. And for those of you that have, you should maybe revisit it. It's Drawdown. This is the most comprehensive plan ever. And that's a grand statement, but it's not wrong. What this book and this project did, and it's a living website that is getting updates, and there are people working on implementations all over the world. What this has done is identified the 100 top approaches, market ready, for drawing down the carbon in our atmosphere. What this means is they actually did the math and figured out where our focus can create the greatest impact. Surprisingly enough, one of the top measures in drawing down carbon in our atmosphere is paying attention to refrigerants, because refrigerants, the stuff that's in your refrigerator and your home and industrial and commercial cooling system, air conditioning, and even the stuff that's in your car, all of those refrigerants have a global warming potential. And some of those refrigerants can be, 14,000 times the global warming potential of CO2. So what that means is a small leakage of refrigerants can have a hugely negative, horrific impact in the climate. Just being aware of that has already changed an incredible amount in the industry. I know that in New York State, we're encouraging state agencies to develop a refrigerant management plan so that when we have equipment in a building, we're not just saying, oh, that equipment's going to be fine, 20-year lifespan, let's ignore it. We are planning when to assess the refrigerant and to replace it in a way that we reduce leakage and control that, which has been done in the past, but not systemically. So that's one thing. Another thing that surprised me, and I should probably pull out these pages and show you, but another thing that's really surprising to me is how this book and this project, Drawdown, led by Paul Hawken and Amanda Ravenhill, how this project was able to look beyond the silos of each of the discussion points. So one of the top strategies is to educate girls particularly in third world countries. Now, how does that become a climate mitigation strategy? It becomes a mitigation strategy because with higher education, you're more able to assess the benefits to community and to participate in developing that community. It has been discovered that educated girls can contribute to the community and have a more impactful life for themselves. Additionally, they marry later and have fewer children. So this is what I find challenging and exciting. By investing in education, we're actually quite probably reducing population growth. So we haven't said do or do not regarding population. What we've said is education, which has its own value, is also creating this co-benefit, which will impact climate change dramatically. So that's pretty huge. So 100 proven technologies, including, focusing, oddly enough, you don't think of water when you think of climate, but it is the vehicles for moving water, for processing water, are all energy-based systems. So understanding water distribution and planning to do that in a way to reduce waste and to be intentional in how the energy is used is a huge factor. So I'm not going to go into every single thing about, reforestation, about trains and recycled paper, but I will tell you that if you just want to get a sense of the power we have as individuals and the power we have to make systemic change, go to the website drawdown.org, pick up this book, Drawdown, and read through it. You will find that you can make choices as an individual, and you can advocate for choices and changes to the system. And I highly recommend you do that. And just as a side note, I have to brag a little bit. I did a tiny little bit of research, and my name is actually in this book. It's somewhere in this last paragraph in tiny little letters. You'd think that I would have circled it by now, but I didn't. Anyway, I'm very proud of this book, and I find this book to be an incredible resource. Find it, go to it, reach out to me with questions. That's kind of cool. And let's keep our changes moving. Be well. Bye.